Let me recognize the Deputy Prime Minister and the Minister for Tourism, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire, the President of the Senate, Senator Alvina Reynolds, the Minister of Commerce, Honorable Emma Hippolyte, the Minister of Agriculture, the Minister of Health, Honorable Moses Jabatis, Minister of Home Affairs and Gender Relations, Dr. Poyot, the Leader of the Opposition, the Member of Parliament for Shrewsbury and former Minister of Commerce, the Honorable Bradley Felix. The Parliamentary Secretary in the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Gibeon Ferdinand, Parliamentary Representative for Miko North, Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, Permanent Secretaries, Cabinet Secretary, Chairman and Managing Director of the Solution Development Bank, members of the staff of the CDB, other Permanent Secretaries, Ambassador to Taiwan and the staff, invited guests, good morning. We've been hearing a lot of bad news about St. Lucia, and sometimes we get carried away and we begin to spread it and get pessimistic and despondent. But as the Rastaman say, good things are happening. Let me tell you the good things that are happening. Last week, we launched the youth economy. Today, we are putting $10 million into small businesses. $10 million. Later this month, earlier this year, we launched the community development, the community tourism program. And it's going to go into full force this year. Yesterday, we borrowed money for health for the OKU hospital. So we're improving the OKU hospital. So it shows a fundamental faith that the government has in the people of St. Lucia. A faith that makes us believe from the bottom of our hearts that St. Lucians are capable, that St. Lucians can do it right, and St. Lucians can compete and can survive in the world. It's a fundamental faith, a belief in St. Lucia. And that is why we believe in the people of St. Lucia. We believe in the Caribbean. And last week, I forgot to tell you, we ascended to the Caribbean Court of Justice. Fundamental faith in the belief that St. Lucia can do it right, that the Caribbean people can survive. We do not need to be under the yoke of colonialism because it has no conscience. So this morning we are investing in people. $10 million investment in people. And out of that, we are saying to them that 70% is a grant and 30% will be a loan. And we showed the confidence in you by giving you the 70% grant, so you have to pay back the 40% loan. And many businesses started small. There are examples of these. I want to give you an example. I heard the lady from Abbey speak about her business. I want to give the example of Baron Foods. Baron Foods actually started like her, with a blender, yeah. That's how Baron Foods started. In fact, before I went into this business, I did some work for small businesses, both for myself and for the CDB. And I always joke with the president. I told him they paid me promptly. So, and I remember working in other parts of the Caribbean and seeing small businesses survive and small businesses fight for survival. So when we were deciding to put the manifesto together, I said to my colleagues that we have to do something for small businesses. And it's clear in our manifesto, we said, and I quote, To address the challenge, we articulated a clear policy position in our 2021-2026 manifesto to implement a series of measures to revitalize the business sector, which included, and I quote, to provide partial government guarantees to financial institutions for financing the working capital requirements of affected businesses during the recovery process. That was a manifesto quote. And that is a manifesto quote that's happening live and direct this morning. 70% is the grant and 30% is a loan. And I urge you, there are other facilities available. The partial guarantee scheme from the ECCB, which is available. But you have to ensure that you do what you have to do to make these loans and these guarantees accessible. And what do you have to do? You have to keep your records. What do you have to do? You can't you can't believe that sales is profit. Sales was never profit. There's a discipline that must go with small business. There must be the drive, but there must be the discipline. And I urge you, do not take the 70% to buy. See what you're telling me? You're not in trouble. Do not take the 70% to buy what is not necessary for the business. Take the 70% to invest in the business. We have to reinvest. We cannot spend the profit or what we think is a profit. We have to make, because you never succeed in a business until you succeed. And that may sound very paradoxical. How do you know when you succeed? You know when you succeed when you don't owe anybody. You know when you succeed when you can reinvest. You know when you succeed when your cash flow is at a level where you can buy what you want for your business, and with the extra, you can buy what you want for yourself. But the sacrifice is necessary and the discipline is necessary. I'm happy that the MSME Fund Facility came after discussion. And I want to thank them for coming to my constituency, because sometimes people forget my constituency. You know, they just, take my constituency and put it aside. Eh? So, and I want to speak about, when I say about my constituency, sometimes politicians call bankers and ask them for certain things. And they say, oh, these politicians troubling you, and things so. What I want to tell the bankers and the technocrats, that politicians are in touch with people all the time. Politicians understand the needs of the people. So it's not always votes, because you can never know who voted for you, never. You can never know who voted for you. And I'll give you an example, which I tell my colleagues all the time. One day I was doing a house-to-house campaign. So I was in a house, and a woman told me how she loved me so much. And she'll vote for me, and the grandmother and godfather will vote for me. And they love me, and we're sure. So when I was going outside the door, a little child said, Mr. Pierre, my mommy is voting for you, huh? And you see, when you're in that business as long as me, you can never know who will vote for you. You can believe they'll vote for you, but you can never know. So when politicians make requests to people to help businesses, sometimes it's not only because you want the vote, sometimes because you see there is potential, you see there is need. So I want to tell you that, understand that we politicians not only look at things from what you'll call politics. It's a human need. It's an understanding of what people want. It's an understanding that the lady who is frying plantain, right? We would have gone there and we would have known that she needs something a little more. And that is why we envisaged and we spoke to the CDB. And I want to thank them, because sometimes I know we get impatient with the CDB. But I want to assure you that the professionals at the CDB, they understand, and I must say that I want to thank them for coming to board. This is a process. It's a process of creating wealth for people. And we make no apologies in speaking about people. Absolutely no apologies. We need to have the people of St. Lucia creating wealth for themselves and for their families. We have to have wealth creators. We can't have only people working for people. The service industry is fine. I'm 100% supporter of the service industries. But we need to have people to create things so that the people in the service industry can enjoy. We need to have innovators. We need entrepreneurs. We need small businesses to develop. We have examples of small businesses that have developed. There is JQ Charles. There is A.F. Valmont. These people are small businesses that developed and grew to become global type entrepreneurs. There are people in St. Lucia who can make it. There are people like Abby and the Seymour's people. We can make it. We can make it. We need a little more faith. We need to have a little less self-hate. We need to hate ourselves a little less. We need to, as a people, we need to see that even though I knew her in a little shop in Deriso, even though I knew her, now she can be a factory owner, she can be a big business, and she can compete anywhere in the world. So let's forget that we knew her in Deriso. Or wherever we knew her. We need to change the mentality. We need to stop seeing the glass as being half empty. The glass is half full. We need more confidence. We need more self-confidence in ourselves. And that's our problem. Because we lack self-confidence, we see ourselves always, boy, that I go work, who may think he is. I know we may think this guy some monsieur. That is a solution that we have to, you know, I could come here, I have a whole speech. I can read and tell you all what, I could tell you many things. I could read my speech and tell you about COVID-19 as it affected everybody, you understand that? I could tell you, but I think sometimes when you speak to people like you who have the ambition, the drive, and the discipline, and sometimes you must talk from the heart. So allow me to talk from the heart, and I'm not on a platform. As I said before, many things are happening as far as the economy is concerned, as far as small business is concerned. We passed in the Parliament a bill yesterday called the Credit Reporting Bill, which was again to develop the discipline among people so that they can understand that they have to pay their bills, so that in the final analysis, the criteria when they want loans or when they want to expand, there'll be some scientific way, some evidence-based way in which they could get these loans. Because before, it was who you know and not what you know. It was who you know. So the credit reporting bill, it has some areas that we need to change, but in essence, what it does is it establishes a history of someone so that when the time comes and you want to borrow money, you can go in and say, listen to me, this is my credit score. This is how I've functioned as far as the money you give me, as far as my bills were concerned. It shows it causes you to instill a level of discipline in your life and discipline in your business. In October, we passed the Security Interests in Movable Property Bill, which allows businesses to use assets like vehicles and equipment, accounts receivable, crops and livestock, and intellectual property rights to secure loans to help owners expand their businesses. This means that you can use your accounts receivable, you can use things apart from hard assets like land. You could use these things to borrow. It's called the Movable Property Bill. Again, to help people to help people expand, to help people grow. I want to pay special tribute to the Minister of Commerce. And I know the Minister of Commerce wasn't happy when I made a Minister of Commerce. You know, the Minister of Commerce wasn't happy. The Minister of Commerce thought that she was a certified, not she thought, she is. She is a chartered accountant, she's a certified fraud examiner, she's a figures person, and she has a passion for health and national insurance. So she thought that she should not, and she'd been there before, so she thought that she should not have been in the Ministry of Commerce. But I knew that the Ministry of Commerce needed a tick. And I knew that when I'd given her that assignment, I knew she'd quarrel with me in front of my face. That's the first thing. Too many people say she'll quarrel with you behind your back. She'd quarrel with me in front of my face, and I knew when she had agreed to do the assignment, she'd have done the assignment and do it well. And I want to thank her very much. And also her staff, her peers. I won't tell you a secret. But her peers also had concerns. But I said to her, stick in there, do what you have to do, and make us proud. And both the peers and the minister and the staff are making us very proud. And the minister spoke about Barbara. When I was the Minister of Commerce at some time, I know Barbara at Sedu. Again, sometimes she must have thought that I troubled her, because I always send people to her, go, and they probably say, well, these politicians. But Barbara, it wasn't politics. It was a love for people. It was a desire to see regular solutions create wealth and control the commanding heights of the economy. And that is why I did it. And look at the results. So thanks, Barbara. So today is really a new beginning. I want to thank Bradley for being here, because Bradley is showing his commitment to a philosophy that I know he believes in. A philosophy of people. I know he believes in it, but circumstances. So I want to thank Bradley for being here. I want to tell Bradley that the government welcomes all these ideas. The government welcomes people who have the same purpose. And by being here today, we're very happy that you can take it, because I know you have a passion for small business also, because you were involved in the passing of the incentives for small businesses, which you remember we supported in the Parliament. So thank you for being here. So as I said before, it's a new beginning. It's really a new beginning. It's really a revolutionary position that we've taken, to invest directly, to put the taxpayers directly involved in $10 million, which we have to pay back, hopefully, 70% of it from the government and the rest in grant. So I want to thank the CDB. Well, I met the governor in 2021, and we discussed this program, and the CDB came on board. I also want to pay mention to the St. Lucia Development Bank. And it shows you a different in philosophy, a different in thinking. When we were in opposition, we thought that the St. Lucia Development Bank was not necessary. But the government of the day said yes, they needed it. And in opposition, we said, if that's your policy, go ahead with it. We're going to support you, but you must capitalize it. And that was our position in opposition. We go into government, and we are capitalizing the bank. We believe in the bank, we capitalize in it, And again, I want to say to the chairman and the staff and the managing director of the bank, you need to be flexible, you need to be agile, but you also need to be accountable. The government will give its full support to the SLDB, and in speaking to the minister, I said to her, I'm not speaking in any MSME function if the money is not available. Because I'm tired of people coming to these and you make promises and it never happens. You come and you make them big speeches, all them big long speeches, and it never happens till next year and the year after. So I said to the minister, I'm not speaking unless the money is available. And to be sure, I called the chairman. And I said to him, Chairman, only what I have is my word. I'm not speaking in any function if the money is not available. And I called the bank. I called the CDB. And I said, will that money be available for people to be able to access it? And they said to me, yes. So small businesses, if you don't get the money, it's my fault. So you must go to the Commerce Ministry and the bank for your money. Because we did all what you have to do. So thank you very much. I think there is a lot for us to be proud and happy about. And let us create wealth for our people. Let us create wealth for our future, for our children. Thank you very much.